Let's move on to noise insulation of the trunk. We've already disassembled the trunk and checked standard vibration dampers. Everything is clean, the car is new, so no problems. In case of any issues with a standard vibration damper, if it is cracked or there is corrosion underneath, you need to remove it. If there is corrosion in the trunk, then you need to clean and treat it before applying our material. Before applying the material, it is necessary to degrease the car body. For this purpose, we use a degreaser based on petroleum solvent. You should also remove dust, dirt, and anything else that may be found in the trunk after using a car for some time. So, we've prepared everything, removed the dirt, degreased the body, checked the rust and the standard vibration damper. Now we apply our vibration absorbing layer. For different areas, we use few different products as a vibration absorbing layer. Let's go through the trunk areas. There are several areas in the trunk. The first area is the trunk floor, the trunk's flat part. The second part of the trunk is the spare wheel well. We separate this area because the spare wheel well is treated in a slightly different way than the trunk floor. Next, we have the rear wheel arch, both on this side and on that side behind this partition. The fourth trunk area is the rear fenders. We need to process all these areas. As a vibration damper for the first layer, we primarily use Bimast Bomb Premium. We apply it onto the trunk floor and the rear wheel arches. As for the rear fenders, we treat them with StP Aero. This is an excellent material for removing vibration from these large fenders in a car and the most convenient material to install. It doesn't need to be heated, it just needs to be rolled out well. During noise insulation of the rear wheel arches and trunk floor with Bimast Bomb Premium material, you must take into account several rules for working with this material. Firstly, Bimast Bomb Premium is installed edge to edge, so as not to increase the layer of noise insulation cake. You can heat it either in a special oven or with a blow dryer. Both methods are fine. Another important rule: the material is installed only in those areas where it will not interfere with the assembly of the trunk after noise insulation. Because there are quite a lot of such areas in the trunk, that is, you need to be very careful with installation, otherwise then either the inserted floor or the trim will not fit, and so on. Therefore, this must be taken into account when working with the trunk. The next material, StP Aero, is mounted onto the spare wheel well according to the following rules. Aero can also be mounted edge to edge and cut with a stationary knife and does not require heating during installation. It is also important to use gloves when working with any vibration damper. Protect your hands as it is very easy to cut yourself with a stationary knife and aluminum foil that covers all of our vibration dampers. Special attention should be paid to the large number of holes like this in the trunk. They can be covered only if everything is fine with them and there is no rust underneath. Here they are all sitting on the sealant and not going anywhere. But over time they may come off, and if a car is not new, then you definitely need to check all these elements. As you can see, the standard vibration damper is also glued to them, so ours can also be glued to them. Here we see a braid of wires, so you need to be careful and not cover this place around, because over time water will definitely begin to leak in there, and if it ends up under noise insulation, no good will come out of it and no one will thank us for this. The second layer of noise insulation is also applied depending on the installation area. Body parts such as the rear wheel arches, trunk floor, and spare wheel wells are treated with the same material, Bromo sandwich by STP. It is perfect for trunks because it is soft enough where it is needed. That is, it allows you to easily assemble both the trunk trim and the inserted floor and put the spare tire on it, and still everything will come together. This is one of the main advantages of this material. Installation of Bromo is carried out edge to edge, and it also needs rolling out. That is, you need to roll out all areas covered with Bromo with a roller. When treating rear fenders from the interior side, a different material is used. This is the well-known Biplast Premium 15A armor. It is conveniently applied as a second layer directly on top of Aero. That is, it is not mounted on bare metal, but only on the vibration damper. It is important. So, it also covers the area in rear wings here, as far as the hand can reach, and this lower area. It's worth noting that, when processing rear fenders in the trunk, you cannot seal these air valves located in the fender of almost every car, as well as this line of rear bumper fasteners. Because during installation, these fasteners can be damaged. Or, if you have already glued the material on, the material may spontaneously come off, because it is stretched on these uneven elements, hence cannot be rolled out and mounted here. Plus, if, God forbid, it becomes necessary to change the bumper, then of course, fitters won't thank you, since they will have to remove the bumper with noise insulation material all over it. There's that. Another important point about wires. All these wire braids are detached from the wheel arch, it is treated, and after that they are put back in place. A very common mistake is covering wires with a vibration absorber or a second layer of noise insulation. All wires must stay above noise insulation. This is one of the basic rules for performing noise insulation. So, we've finished noise insulation of the trunk, applied the first layer of vibration damper, the second layer of sound insulation, and Biplast sound-absorbing layer into fenders. We also installed sound-absorbing acoustic block inserts by STP. What result will we get in the end after noise insulation of the trunk? We will get a reduction in noise from wheel arches, because they are covered completely to the maximum. This includes vibration damping, sound insulation, and reduction of noise from all kinds of pebbles, water, sand, and rubber. That is, we will reduce the noise that disturbs the driver and passengers, especially back passengers. The noise from the lower part of the trunk, that is, from the trunk floor, will also be reduced. Here we have an exhaust system and suspension, which will also become quieter by about 30 to 40%. Now let's go higher. Here we have rear fenders. Noise from rear fenders is noise from air resistance, as well as noise from external sources, such as passing cars and weather conditions. That is, rain will drum less on these areas, because they are now muffled and will no longer spread sound and vibration as much. And lastly, I would like to note that we protect metal of the trunk, metal of rear fenders, and metal of wheel arches by treating it with our vibration-absorbing materials, which, among other things, are excellent sealants and prevent moisture from reaching the bare metal. By treating the trunk in this way, we reduce the noise level, protect metal, and make the car more comfortable.